Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. This is Gentleman Masterclass, and I am your host, Mr. Marc.antomattei. Now, I know I do watch content on this channel every now and then, but I'm glad that the watch community themselves have considered me one of their own. I've appeared on many of your channels from time to time, even though my channel is not specifically a watch channel. It is a men's lifestyle channel. But as I've said, I've been on plenty of your channels, and this news that I'm getting ready to share today comes by way of the watch community, probably the best Rolex YouTube channel out there, Watch Symposium, with the host Austin. And he sent this news to me about 7 hours ago, and I was just floored. Well, I mean, I wasn't floored because we all kind of saw this coming, but if you're part of the watch community, the guy that I'm going to talk about needs no introduction. Everybody knows who he is, the Timepiece Gentleman. This guy is an ex-convict who came out of prison, and he kind of reformed his life, and bestowed upon him was the grace of a second chance at life. And who knows how he became as big as he did, but he became a watch dealer, a pretty big time watch dealer. And people were sending him tens of thousands of dollars watches, meaning that one watch that would get sent to him is worth tens of thousands of dollars. So he was dealing in big time luxury watches, precious metals, complete rarities and things like that. And, you know, kudos to him for taking on such a big task and blowing up as big as he did. He's a pretty flamboyant guy. He's a handsome guy. You know, he got a lot of things going for him. He got out, he changed his life around, and we were all rooting for him. But then the writing was on the wall. You know, he got thrown away for conning people. And, you know, you think you would change your life, but then you just get out just to go back to doing the same thing all over again, and you think that you're being discreet about it. But the writing was on the wall. Many people knew. He ripped off many people, scammed many people, and they found out about it rather quickly, and, well, he's in hot water again. Let me go ahead and share this article with you. I'm going to read it. This one comes by way of KTLA5. This is a local news network out of Los Angeles, right? And this one is titled, Timepiece Gentleman Busted for Stealing $3 million from Customers. This is by Josh DuBois. And this one is from November 8th at 7 p.m. So, I mean, it's a long time ago now. I should have acted on this and recorded this video back when Austin sent it to me like 7 hours ago. But I digress. Here I am now, and let me go ahead and read this thing. It says, a 35-year-old man from Los Angeles known as the Timepiece Gentleman, who operated a luxury watch consignment business in Beverly Hills, was arrested by agents with the Federal Bureau of Investigation on charges of defrauding customers out of an estimated $3 million, authorities announced on Wednesday. Anthony Farrer, or Farrer, however you pronounce it, founded his business, Gentleman Timepieces, in Texas in 2017 and opened his Beverly Hills location in 2022, according to a news release from the United States Attorney's Office. Until recently, the 35-year-old lived in a luxury rental apartment in downtown LA, was known to drive a Lamborghini and Ducati motorcycles, and traveled frequently to gamble in Las Vegas. Between late 2022 into the summer of 2023, Farrer promised customers he would sell their high-end luxury watches on consignment and collect a 5% commission on the sale, federal officials said. However, instead of giving his customers their money after the sale, he kept the proceeds for himself. Subtitle here, it says, County investigator caught stealing from the dead in Los Angeles. Okay, that's something else. That's something else. They're trying to attract you to another article. Let's continue on. The so-called Timepiece Gentleman is also accused of luring buyers into wiring money to purchase a specific watch and then sending them a different one. In one case, authorities said Farr used one customer's Rolex watch, which he agreed to sell on consignment, to pay off a debt to another person in lieu of the money he owed, even though he had no permission to do so. Farr operated a scheme in a similar manner to a Ponzi scheme and would lull victims into a sense of security by engaging in smaller successful transactions prior to requesting or engaging in significantly larger transactions, the federal complaint alleges. It says, in August, Farr reportedly abandoned his Beverly Hills store but stayed active on social media, posting about his various travels throughout the U.S. and advertising watches for sale as recently as October. Multiple customers contacted law enforcement reporting that they were defrauded out of money wired or luxury watches mailed to Farr, while investigators estimate the current victim losses to be $3 million. The investigation is ongoing and authorities are working to identify additional victims. The 35-year-old was arrested on November 7 by FBI agents at a storage facility in Venice and was held overnight. He is facing charges of felony wire fraud, a crime that carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. His arraignment is scheduled for December 14th. Wow. So these charges carry a maximum sentence of 20 years in which he may receive, he may damn well receive all of them 20 years and have to serve all of that time. It's very unfortunate. I mean, I pray for this guy. He's a habitual line stepper when it comes to the law. I mean, he never got away with his crimes before, and it landed him inside a prison, which made him become a convict, right? And you get out and you decide to go back to a life of crime, and you think you're going to get away with it this time, but you don't. Has he learned his lesson yet? Maybe after serving these 20 years, maybe this time he will learn his lesson. But man, that's a big penalty to pay. Is it too harsh? I don't know. I just pray for this guy, and I hope that he really regrets what he's been out here doing with his life. The guy didn't really need to do this. Look at me. I'm just a normal guy. I got a nice luxury wristwatch collection. And in fact, let's do a quick wristwatch check. I got a Omega Seamaster 300-meter diver on my wrist right now. I mean, I didn't buy anything, or there's nothing inside of my collection that I bought that I didn't have the money to buy. And in fact, I made sure that I had a little bit of excess money. That way, when I bought these watches, that they did not hurt me in any type of form, way, or fashion. You know, I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I got rich friends that are a lot more financially well off to do than me. I'm just, like I said, I'm not even middle class. I'm just lower. I don't know, as low middle class as you could possibly get. I don't have any debts that I have to pay to anyone or to any governments or things like that. And, you know, I got enough money for my survival. And if I were to lose work, you know, I got enough money to survive on my own for some months, if not a year or so. It just, I could take care of myself. This guy got out and he was making do pretty good. And he upstarted this YouTube channel, which became pretty popular. And I imagine that he was making, I mean, for a regular person, right? For a regular person, not for a rich person. I imagine he was making pretty good money to sustain just a normal living, mind you, from doing this. And he could have just kept at it and could have just been a normal person. And he could have talked about watches. He could have, you know, borrowed friends' watches and did reviews over them. And he could have just been a high-profile watch channel. He didn't have to go into the business of selling luxury watches. Yeah, he was destined to fail from the get-go when he got into this. I think he knew immediately what he wanted to do when he got into this business. And yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, and he's going to have to pay the piper now. And it is what it is. I mean, you kind of feel sorry for the guy just a little wee bit, but at the same time, you kind of don't, because, he has this coming and he knew what he got himself into. I sound like a broken record here, but I'm just saying, I wish if I was inside of this guy's position, you don't have to go outside of your means and start buying Lamborghinis and Ducati motorcycles and, living inside of a leased mansion or whatever it was that he was living in. It said it earlier inside of the article here, inside of a luxury rental apartment in downtown LA. He didn't need to be there. Anyways, he's getting ready to get what's coming to him. Guys, I had a lot more to say than this, but, as just once I actually hit the record button on the camera, the words are not forthcoming, and I'm a little bit conflicted because I kind of don't want to see the guy get into too much trouble, but, you want to see him pay his dues to society for ripping off all the people that he did. So I just can't speak about it anymore. Guys, let me know what you think about this situation down inside the comments below. I'm dying to know what you guys think. It is not for certain that he's going to get 20 years, but he could be serving a maximum of 20. Do you think he deserves that? Or tell me what do you think is a right payment, the right type of retribution for this situation? All right, guys, salute to you wherever you may be out inside the world. Make sure you guys keep it classy. I'm out.